Hey everyone, it is Courtney and welcome back or welcome to my YouTube channel. If you are new here, thanks so much for clicking on today's video. As mentioned, my name is Courtney and on my channel I am switching things up and moving towards like personal finance and lifestyle content. So I posted last week my payday routine, so if you haven't seen that video, be sure to check it out. I will leave a link to it in the description of this video. Today's video, I'm so excited. I'm going to be going over my monthly budget. So really checking in to see how my spending was in May and then preparing for June. I can't believe we're already in June and halfway through this year. It's going by incredibly fast. I don't know if anyone else feels that way, but I sure do. So I'm excited to check in and see how it's going. When I set up my May budget, I was wanting to be very intentional with my spending. I spent a lot of money in April and March that I just wasn't anticipating on, so I really wanted to dial it back, and I'm excited to look through and see where I'm at with this month. So if you guys like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. And with that, let's get into it. Okay, here we are in my budget for May. I've already entered in all of my transactions for the month of May, so I am up to date on everything there. My final bills have been pulled, which is great as far as budgeting goes, but of course paying bills isn't fun. So first what I'm gonna do is just kind of go through each section: income, saving, bills, and expenses, and just review how I did for the month of May. And then I will jump into June and plan out what my budget is going to look like for June. Okay, so we can get started in the income section, which I'll zoom in for. So for my income, I get paid bi-weekly, so 10 times out of 12 it will be 2 paychecks per month, and then I keep a third paycheck in here because there's 2 months out of the year where I will get 2 paychecks. So I don't plan for them, but that's why there's 3 paychecks here. And then I have a stipend. My company gives us a stipend. When it comes tax season, this ends up counting as income, so it's not as like amazing as it sounds, except for the fact that like I get an extra $270 to spend each month, which is amazing. But I count it as income, so I do track what I spend on the stipend. And then miscellaneous, this I just make a note to myself how I tallied this up. Oh, and I'm actually realizing I never added in the $13.87, so let's go plus 13.80. Oh, I guess I need to add a sum. No, I don't need a autofill. Okay, now this is accurate. I just put a note to myself on what income this counts as. So this is interest and this is cash back from my MasterCard. So if I were to ever come and just like wonder what this is, I have a note to myself, so I know what it is. But I don't want to have like 10 lines of income just anticipating things. I'm excited for June because I opened a high interest savings account during the month of May, and the interest is just going to be much more than this, which I'm excited about. Okay, so anyways, all of my income totals to $6,594.94 for this month, which is amazing. Let me zoom back out here. I don't really pay attention to this balance overview graph because it just like depends on the days I get paid, but I view my spending like holistically over the month. I don't worry about this graph. I also don't check too much here. This is just looking over bills, expenses, and then a spending overview. We'll obviously get into this in more detail. Down on the left here is my spending. So I have a few accounts set up. So my RRSP, TFSA, FHSA, which these are all Canadian accounts, so registered retirement savings plan, tax-free savings account, and the first home savings account. I have already maxed the contributions out for this account for the year, so I'm not able to contribute anything until January. When we get closer to January, I will start saving for this account in the hopes that I can just transfer the entire amount in on January 1st, or like that first week of January. So you won't see anything in this account for a while because it's already maxed. My RRSP, I didn't budget for anything. I need to figure out how much contribution room I have available, and I'm like doing quite a bit of research to figure out if maxing out my TFSA first makes more sense for me than my RRSP. That's another video. But my TFSA, I just put in $1,500, but you'll notice I only transferred in $628.15. This goes back into the conversation about the RRSP, just figuring out what I want to do. So what I have done is I transferred quite a bit more into my new high yield savings account while I figure out what I want to do from there. So the money isn't going to sit in that high yield savings account for long because I already have my full emergency fund built up in there. But once I figure out where I want to transfer the money to, as in either the TFSA or the RRSP, I'm just going to transfer it from that savings account. But I guess I won't like be tracking that in my budget because it's already accounted for, so I'll just be moving it in my different like investment trackers that I have. Emergency fund, as I mentioned, I already have this maxed out, so I'm not currently budgeting or like contributing anything to it. And by maxed out, I mean for what I think I need. It's obviously going to be different for everyone. And then I'm not investing personally, and I won't invest personally until I max out my retirement accounts, so I also don't anticipate putting any money into those accounts in the near future. So that's savings. I am very happy with what I saved, just a little over what I anticipated, like $6 more, which is great. Okay, over to the bills tab. So rent, everyone's gonna be like, wow, this is incredibly low. And I agree, that's because this is half of rent. Yeah, so I just am accounting for the half that I am paying for. I split my expenses with my boyfriend. I will say though, like the rest of my budget, I don't split out the expenses because I think that's just like a bit too confusing. But if other people think that's even more confusing, I guess I could split it out in the rest of the tracker. This isn't his YouTube channel, so I don't want to like blast his expenses, so I'm not like accounting his income or anything. This is just mine. I'm splitting rent because it's easy to just split it down the middle, but like all of our groceries, this is for the two of us. So yeah, I guess I didn't think of that, but hopefully that's not too confusing. I knew what I was gonna pay there, so no surprises. Wi-Fi is usually around like $89, but this is a great example of why tracking your expenses is so important. So I was reviewing our Wi-Fi bill because last month's it was like $30 more than I anticipated, and I was like, what the heck, why is it so much money? So I go back on our actual bill and see that a movie was charged to our Wi-Fi account, and we have like no way of renting a movie, and I'd never even seen the movie. It was some like Frankenstein movie. So anyways, I got on support with our Wi-Fi people and explained, and they ended up crediting back the movie that we paid for. So that's why this bill is about $25 less, because I went to support and was like, hey, can we get a refund for this? I didn't do this. So let that be your lesson to, number one, track your expenses, and number two, if something doesn't seem right, reach out to the support team, because odds are they can credit you back and like you can prove that you didn't do whatever it is. So super happy about that. My phone bill, this is not right. This should be $79. Yeah, this should be $79. And this, I anticipated it being more. We went down to Seattle for my boyfriend's birthday, and I used my phone roaming charges, which is $12 a day. So I knew it was going to be more. I didn't know it was going to be more when I set up my budget, but I'm okay with it. And then my boyfriend's phone, he pays me back for this. So really I could delete this off, but it's fine. I just like to keep track of everything. Apple Music, knew what it was gonna be, knew what this was gonna be. Crave, I got Crave like in February, and I still have not seen a charge come through, so I feel like I need to ask my family if they somehow are seeing like Crave charges come through on their credit card, because I have no idea how this is being paid, unless I have a free trial that I didn't know about. So I gotta figure that out. And then Netflix, I did not anticipate having a Netflix account. I opened this in the middle of the month because we got kicked off our family plan because we don't live at home. So that's fine. I just got the like cheapest one with ads because we don't care. Okay, next is over to expenses, and this is where I was like very intentional about the dollar amounts that I set for this month because I had spent so much in April and March. So for groceries, and again, this is for the two of us, so if I split this in half, it would be $300 for groceries for myself, but I'm doing it for the two of us. And we only spent $521.16 this month, which I'm pumped about. I also am so thrilled about this eating out. It was like $250 in previous months, and I'm just trying to be like, number one, really intentional about what I'm actually eating. And so that has resulted in just not going out to eat so much and making a lot of food at home. And so we've definitely saved money in the food department, which I am so happy about. Gas, $81 is actually way more in gas than I typically spend because I work from home and like barely drive my car. But I knew my gas tank was on like empty at the beginning of the month. So this is like, I'm filling up my Honda Civic basically from zero, which hurts that it costs this much money, but still going on that same gas tank for the rest of the month, so it works out. Shopping, also very proud of myself here. I only spent $77.92. Beauty, $114. This is all things like makeup, sunscreen, all that good stuff falls into beauty, so happy about that. Entertainment, I spent more, but honestly I'm kind of happy that I spent more here. It means I had fun. My friends put together this fun like pub golf adventure on a Sunday, and so I bought like quite a few like drinks and some food all throughout a Sunday, but it was so much fun. So this was worth it in the overspending department. Traveling, I didn't spend anything this month, and that's fine. Gifts, I spent more than anticipated, and this is like a mix of, I forgot to budget for Mother's Day, which is horrible, but I obviously made sure to get my mom a gift, and then I can't even remember what other gifts I bought, but I'm okay with spending more in this department. Belle got groomed this month, and then I usually have to buy 1 or 2 bags of food, but what I decided to do was just buy a larger bag so I don't have to keep going to the pet store. So that's why this is more than I budgeted for, because I bought like a $60 bag of food, but it's gonna last her quite a while, so I'm okay with that. Okay, next section is health, which I just put money in here in case I need to buy like a prescription or anything that's not covered by work, or like a vitamin refill or something, so I don't always spend on the month, and that's fine. Home, coming in right under the mark. Proud of this. I planted a garden, and so I've been making so many trips to Canadian Tire, and I'm just putting it all under home because it's like the easiest. So I bought quite a bit of soil, and I bought a raised garden bed that's metal, which I'm excited about because I'll be able to like move it around and have it for a long time. So can't wait to give updates on these flowers. I planted some in April in just like pots on the deck, and then this raised garden bed last Monday, and it's already sprouting, which is amazing. And then fitness, this is just my membership to my gym, so no surprises there. I could probably lower this, but I'm just keeping it, I don't know, $185 in case the price is raised or I have to like buy something else related to fitness. Coffee, just a little over. I just needed to refill some Nespresso pods. Didn't spend anything on my car. Technically, I guess I did. I bought some stuff for a car wash, but I just lumped it into the home purchase because I got it at Canadian Tire. Costco, this I bought a new electric toothbrush that I really needed that was on sale, and then actually some cute clothes for golf. So this, I'm fine spending $200 at Costco. I did separate the food though, and I put the food into the grocery category because that's just easier for me to track. And Costco, I just keep as a line item for all the other like miscellaneous stuff that you go into Costco and buy that you don't always need. But we love Costco, so we're not mad. And then final is in the personal category, and this is so high because I broke my phone screen this month and I had to get my phone screen repaired, and that cost $145. It was $130, and then after tax it was $145 something, and then I don't know, the other personal item was the glass screen protector that I bought to fix my phone. So that was not anticipated at all, and I'd never broken my phone screen before, so I was pretty sad when that happened, but had to get it repaired. I'm glad that I did, but yeah, that's why I ended up spending more. I didn't know what other category to put it in. Like I don't have the electronics category, so I just put it in personal. So yeah, that sucks, but oh well. Had to be done. And then debt. I could make like a whole other video on this, but I am incredibly fortunate that I'm debt free, so I don't actually use this debt tracker at all. If one day in the future I have debt, I obviously would track it in here, but for right now I do not have any debt. I don't owe credit cards. I bought my car in cash, don't have a mortgage, don't have student loans. I know that's like incredibly fortunate, but just to like address, this column will be empty for the foreseeable future. Okay, so then we can now look at the spending overview. So 57.5% of my spending went to savings, and so this was the TFSA and the high interest savings account contributions. 12.9% went to bills, so this is $830. Yeah, I won't get into splitting it with my partner, but and then $1,904.04 is expenses. Again, things like groceries, technically I should divide by 2, but I just don't because it's easier for me. If it's not easier for you though, definitely divide it by 2. This is just how I like to view everything. So now I will go into June and kind of plan out my budget. My paychecks, I think June is just a 2 paycheck month, so I'm only anticipating these 2 paychecks. I wish there was like a anticipated column and then actual amount received column, so if I ever build my own budget out, I will definitely look to add something like that. Stipend though, I know for sure, unless something crazy happens, that I get that on June 1st. And then miscellaneous, I don't try and like guess on this at all because I don't try and guess. Okay, savings I'm going to do last. Bills should all be the same, so what I'm going to do is just copy this. So we'll go to June. And then Netflix, what was Netflix last month? It's $6.71, so I'm just gonna put $7. And these, I really should remove my MasterCard, Visa, and Visa rewards because I just pay it off in full. If you watch my payday routine, you would know I just pay it off in full every single time I get paid. So I should probably just remove these, but yeah. I'll think about doing that another time. Groceries, so I know I spent under $600, but I'm going to, I honestly might raise this to $625 because we're probably gonna start going to the lake and I always like to contribute there, so I might end up spending more than I usually do. Eating out, I think I'm gonna put this to $100 and see if I can do it. Gas, I'm also gonna keep it $100 just because if we drive to the lake, it's going to be more. Shopping, I am actually gonna probably budget like $200 for this because there are some workout items that I anticipate buying. So I'm just gonna put 200. Beauty, I know I'm gonna need more shampoo and conditioner this month, but I don't see anything else, so I'm just gonna put 100. Entertainment, I'm just gonna keep at 50. If something fun comes up, I can't wait. Traveling, again, I'll put this at 50. Gifts, it's Father's Day. Gosh, I hope it's no one else that I'm like family with's birthday in June because I think it's just Father's Day. So I'm just gonna put 50. I'll put 100. I feel like I always overspend in this category. Belle will not be groomed in June, so just food and anything else. So I might just put 75. Health, just keep this at 25. Home, I don't think I need anything more for gardening, but I'll just put this at maybe 75. Fitness, I'm gonna just put this at 180. Coffee, keep it at 25. Car, 25. Costco, maybe 150. And personal, I'll just keep, oh, I wanted to put that at 100. Okay, what does that put our total at? 1,000. Yeah, that's fine. Debt, I don't have any plans for, so right now, what is this totaling? 2,812, and I make like about 6,000 a month, so I'm gonna be ambitious and say I'm gonna put 2,000 into my TFSA and 1,000 into my savings account. Let's see if I can actually do that. All right, I think that's set. So I'm hoping to save 3,000. Honestly, I'm hoping to save more than this. Let's put this at 1,100 and we'll put this at 2,100. Being very ambitious. Bills look good. Planning to spend the huge. Just under 2,000 would be great if I can keep expenses under that. And yeah, we'll see how this goes throughout the month. All right, that takes us through reviewing May's spending, which honestly I'm really happy with how that month turned out. I set some pretty ambitious goals as far as spending if I look back on like my April and March spending habits. So being able to really tone down in like the eating out department, I'm super thrilled about and excited to like keep moving that into the summer. Ambitious goals for June, especially in the savings department. I didn't really mention, but I'm like pretty aggressively saving for buying a home sometime in the future because it's so expensive where I live. That's why those goals are so ambitious with savings. If you guys have any like questions on that or want me to do a video separately, let me know. But otherwise, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, maybe learned something or are feeling inspired to start tracking your own expenses. I think the best example for this is with the Wi-Fi and catching the movie that I was charged and being credited back those dollars. It's just huge when you can find any savings like that. So makes a big difference. All right, with that, if you guys have not already, please be sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. It would mean so much to me. I'm so close to 1,000 subscribers and I can't wait to hit that mark. Thank you again if you watched all the way through to the end of the video. I appreciate your support so much through this journey. Okay guys, I will let you go and I will see you in my next video. Bye.